mathematics. When you tell the country you owe us $6 billion, they'll say $2 billion. They know what that means. And when you do mathematics, when you do engineering drawings, if you send the drawings to China, Japan, they turn out the same product, not subject to interpretation. When scientists talk to each other, they don't say, believe me, this is the strongest material made. That's normal language. Scientists give you the tensile strength, the compression strength, the torsional strength, so they understand exactly what they're talking about. And as long as your language is haphazard, your words don't have any real meaning or clarification. When a girl says to me, I'm in love, I say, what do you mean by love? Well, the guy brings me flowers every week, and takes me to dinner, and I listen to violin music, and I have a wonderful time. That is not sharing values. Love is a bullshit word. I want to tell you why now, so you don't get mad. Does everybody here like everything they've ever done? Of course not. We did stupid things, bad things in the past to ourselves. So we don't like ourselves all the time. Sometimes we like ourselves very much. Sometimes what a stupid thing I did. Boy, did I do a dumb thing today. So love is fluctuating. It is not constant. If you live with a replica of yourself, how long would you be together? Think of that. So what happens to words? They get minced up and loused up. If you understand what I'm talking about, you don't get mad at anybody anymore. Because the guy who brought up like the head on this, he said it's perfectly normal on the head. A football player or a baseball player, he says, well, that's a great game. He's brought up to that. This guy's running with a ball the same goddamn game. No change, no growth. And we all go to see it, we say it was a great game. Because that's one way of controlling people. Have amusements out there to occupy their time. When people fight each other, oh, no, it's a great fight. You should have been in the auto races. There was a pileup of 10 cars. They all blew up in the flames. You should have been there. You don't know what it is. There's something wrong with us because we're brought up to want to see things like that. Whenever there's an automobile accident, you notice the car slow up, you see what, you want to know what's happened. Did his head come off? No, just his arm. In other words, we are brought up in a very sick world with very sick values. And that's why we can't seem to solve our problems. Now, if you still don't understand me, the public library, anybody can go there and check out a book. And the bookstores got very mad at the women that marched for a public library. A lot of women marched in England, France, to build a public library where people can get books free. They said, if you give books away free, they won't buy books from bookstores. That was their opposition. The truth is, the women did get the library in. And when people read a little bit, they bought more books than ever, because they knew more. So next to the library, I have a camera center, where anybody in the community go in and check out a camera, like a library. Next to that is a musical instrument. You can check out a saxophone, violin, whatever the hell you want, just like the library. That's the end of most crime. If people have access to what they want, they don't steal. And you understand that, like the library. Now, there are occasionally people that steal a library book. They lose their library card, unless they pay for it. So, you can make musical instruments available to everybody. If you make things available, if you live near a waterfall, big waterfall, lots of water, like Niagara, nobody comes at night and fills a canteen and stinks of it. It's so abundant. The air you breathe is absolutely essential. You'll die without it. You cut the air off for 10 minutes, everybody on earth will die. So, how come they don't have a price on it? Because there's so much of it. It's too difficult to put a price on. But you're running out of water, so now you pay, in America, $1 for a glass of water. So, the scarcer things become, the richer corporations become. If you don't understand this, in Africa there are diamond mines called Kimberley diamond mines. They burn 40 tons of diamonds every year to keep the price up. That's the way they keep the price up. And women, to dress, get their spring, the dresses look long, the fall is out high, It keeps changing, so you're a constant consumer. And automobiles, they put a tail fin on the end of it instead of sensors. What you need on automobiles is sensors, so you know how far you are from another car. So when I get within 40 feet of your car, the brakes go on. I can't hit your car, even if I got mad at you, and I try to drive my car into your car, the sensors feedback and put the brakes on. We have signs today, I'll tell you about the Venus Park. It says, drive carefully, school children crossing. Well, when the kid presses the button, the pavement turns out like that. So no car can hit a kid. That's why we say we care. Our problems today are not political. They were 100 years ago. Today they're technical. A woman came up to me and said, there's too many machines in the world today. I said, I'm coming to your house tomorrow, pick up your washing machine, your refrigerator, and all your lamps. She said, oh, no, you're not. People don't even know how much they depend on machines. Airplanes, automobiles, you didn't invent them. You got them for nothing, just being born in an age in which technology exists. Everything you have today, your cameras, your car, your baby carriage, your lights, are all technical. I know of no politician that invented a way to grow food faster. I know of no politician that figured out a way to prevent war. I know of no politician that ever gave us anything at all. Don't take my word for it. Go up to any politician and say, how would you prevent cars from hitting each other? I don't know. How can you prevent war? I don't know. How to prevent crime? They don't know anything. Try it. And as long as you vote for people that are dumb as hell, like I said, Obama gave money to the banks and the wealthy corporations that created the problem. All the problems we have in America were made by the banks and the financial institutions. So he gives the money to them. Where did he get the money? From programs that would send kids to college, that would feed poor kids, that would give Medicare to poor people. They took that money and gave it to the banks. And the public is so ignorant, they don't even know what's happening. Just so you understand me better, they took sections in America called the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, and they read it in high schools to see what the kids think about it. And they said, it sounds like communist propaganda. There's the Bill of Rights, the American book. That's how stupid Americans are. I'm sorry to say that, but that's true of every country. So if you really want a world without war, you have to build different cities. All your streetcars are on the street level, all your buses. So every time you get to the corner, you have to stop. The red light goes on, and your fumes are coming out of your car. The oil companies love it. But if you had a through traffic with trains 30 feet off the ground, so they don't have to stop at every corner. You know what I mean? The gasoline companies wouldn't like that at all. So there's nothing you can do that someone won't hate you for it in this system. If you're a Lutheran, somebody will hate you. If you're a Catholic, somebody will hate you. If you talk Fresco's way, somebody will hate you. And they'll be gunning for you. Remember, Gandhi was shot. And Martin Luther King marched into the South. He didn't march there because somebody put $40,000 in the Swiss bank. He marched there because he believed in what he was doing. And we got to get people away from the money system. If a doctor says to you, your kidney has to come out, do you know that for sure? Or is he trying to pay off a new yacht or a new house? It's very hard to tell in the money system. I got just the car you're looking for. Salesman. Everybody out there is a salesman. If you get a dent in your car, he makes money straightening out the dents. If you can't see too well, somebody makes $100 selling your eyeglasses. These hearing aids cost about $6,000. I asked the company that makes them, how much does it cost to make? They said $3. Do you know that? So the world you live in is a predatory world. It's basically corrupt. If you don't understand me, if you steal a watch, say worth $150, and it's your fourth crime, you might be put in jail for 7 years. Now, how many watches does that cost? Putting a man in jail for 7 years, giving him medical care, food for 7 years, showers, hot water, bedding. It's cheaper to give them 5 watches and say, go enjoy yourself. Don't you understand how stupid we are? They get mad and they build weapons. You know, they asked a bunch of scientists, can you make an atom bomb? They said, we don't know. Now, what do you mean you don't know? They said, well, we don't know what it takes. We're going to have to try the experiment. So they gave them all the money they need to make these terrible explosives. And Oppenheimer went to see President Truman. If you don't know this, President Truman had a hat store. He was a hat salesman, a jerk of the first order. And Oppenheimer said, why don't you drop the atom bomb 30 miles off the coast of Japan? Just show them what a terrible weapon you have. Give them a chance to say, hey, we surrender. No, Truman kicked them out of his office and he dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. George Washington, the first president of the United States, had 300 slaves. Today he'd be arrested and crucified. So all these people that you brought up to believe in are good, decent human beings are anti-Christ. Everybody that goes to war, that does jury duty, that judges other people, would be anti-Christ. Because Christ said, love your enemy. I'm not religious. I'm just telling you the religious people don't even know what the hell they're reading. I'm trying to say, if you want a better world, you have to redesign your cities completely. So you can get anywhere in that city. Well, if you don't understand that, the Empire State Building takes 1 million people up and down every year to the top of the Empire State, and the elevators never crash. So what you have to do is turn your elevators out sideways. So you get in and dial the library, music, concert hall, wherever you want to go, and it takes you there. As long as people operated elevators, they turned the crank. I don't remember that. They never quite got to the floor. And it would just, today you get in, press 20, and it stops exactly at the 20th floor. In the old days, if the doors closed on you, you were caught in the doors. Today, if they touch you, the doors back off. So technology is the answer to most of our problems. Will there be a government in the future? Not if the machines surpass the performance of humans. And they're not biased, meaning they have no prejudice. And people tell you, Hollywood anyway, that the machine's going to take over. They're getting smarter and they're going to take over. That's another bullshit word, machine takeover. Machines have no feelings. They don't want to take over. Your computer doesn't say, hey, I'd like to control you. If you run your computer Saturday and Sunday and Monday and never shut it down, it doesn't say, hey, give me a day off, will you? I'll wear out my bearings. Machines don't care. They never get mad. If you drive your car on a bumpy road and say, hey, give me a break, will you? You're shaking the car to pieces. They don't have emotions. Machines don't want to take over. They don't want to control people. This is Hollywood making movies written by dummies that think the machine will take over. They have no gut reaction. You understand? If I smash your computer in front of 50 computers, they'll say, we'll get you, Fresco. If it isn't this week or next week, we'll get you. They don't care. Okay? So machines have no ambition. They don't want to take over. All that's Hollywood making movies. So I'm saying, let's make machines to do monotonous, boring jobs. So you don't have to stand behind the counter and say, what can I do for you? All the grocery clerks walking up and back, all the people who have stores, clothing stores, they walk up like hoping somebody come in and buy a dress like that. What a waste of energy. What a waste of brains. And they keep telling you that the human being is the finest product of nature. Let's examine that. Humans have killed more of their own kind because your God was different than my God. And they kill each other. The religious wars, the holy wars. Man drops bombs on cities, not machines. When he presses that button, napalm forms and burns the city. But if you pin the metal on him right away, and he bombs 3 cities, pin 3 metals on him. You know, and he sleeps very well at night. People wonder, does a guy that dropped bombs sleep well at night? He sleeps very well at night. You don't sleep well. Because you pin a metal on the person, machine gunning people. Let me tell you about the latest machine guns in the army. They have a laser beam on them. And if the laser beam is on you, and you pull the trigger, bullets come out. If it's an iron, you can pull the trigger, no bullets come out. The guns are getting worse. Our universities are getting better than ever, well equipped, and the wars are getting worse.